So I begin this video with a really important fact that nobody believes is real and is going on. Somebody using my cell phone digits to make phone calls and pretending to be me. There are a number of things that have happened that indicate somebody is doing this. And the police don't do anything about it. I think the police has been contacted by, quote, me, and has set me up. But the police don't believe it.
And what do I do about somebody using my cell phone digits with a PC if you're not willing to investigate it? What do I do about that? Because it's somebody in my neighborhood. He's calling places and pretending to be me. And you do nothing? Oh my God! What good are you? They just take people out of the free world. That's all you do. Lock them up. All day long. Fuck. And we pay for this?
This is now 2 hours since I've been detained by the Columbus police. We're waiting for the sheriff's department to show up with the paperwork so they can hand me off, so I can be sold like a real slave.
And my poor mom.
Sir, I've never spoke to your mom, so you can squash that.
What the bishop believed and the doctors have said my problem is. You've got her believing things that aren't true. You've destroyed all my friendships and my life. Projecting an outcome to make Patty happy so that I will. It's sick. And you just keep doing it. Again, and somebody in the neighborhood who is intentionally trying to destroy my life. And you're letting it happen because you're not investigating, connecting pieces to it. Why do you not investigate? It's not like I just have asked a couple times. I've asked dozens! And you do nothing!
There's no up 2 feet from you. There's no need to raise your voice.
Why don't you guys help? I need your help. Because what's going on in the neighborhood is illegal and it's a violation of my civil rights. To be be able to recover in peace and not be harassed. Why don't you protect my rights?
Again, there's no response. They just project and do whatever the fuck they want. Assholes.
You're going to be the reason why all of you the police. I guess you don't think you deserve that. So you allow citizens to discriminate against the disease of addiction. That's what you do. It's a cute little loophole to get them out of a neighborhood and out of your hair. That's what's going on. And you allow it to happen and do nothing.
Obviously, they need something to do during the day, so they harass drug users, whether they're using or not. As soon as they get a phone call from a pesky neighbor who wants something done, they're right on it. And they lie in order to get shit to happen. Patty calls every goddamn thing I do a symptom of a mental illness. She's sick. She's the one that's mentally ill.
Sick. And as more time goes by, the damage is getting. You're creating your own liability. But then again, you've created all of this. Were you that bored that you need something to do?
So I called when we were on the way here. I said, I don't want to assume. I talked to the male dispatcher. I said, let him know that we're going to be by the ambulance bay waiting for him. He said, okay. So when I called him again now, they were under the assumption that we were going to drop him off here and that they could look at the paperwork afterwards. I said, no, we're waiting. I said, we've been waiting for 2 hours. We were down at high A, and they were going to meet us there. We got a shift change. After the shift change, they can meet you at the hospital. So we're down at the hospital, and I called them. And then so I hear her on dispatch talking to 911 who has paperwork, and I said to him, I said, we don't have a problem walking him in, but the problem is my partner had an issue last time because we didn't have the paperwork with us, so we're going to wait here for him.
Ah, did you hear that? Last time we didn't have the paperwork for him. You know, one time, so that the cops wouldn't get into trouble, what they did, and they didn't want their name associated with the evaluation. They dropped me off, and the doctor inside filled out the admittance paperwork. It's a fucking racket, and it's gross as hell.
And then she gets on and she's like, yeah, they think he's going to run away and cause problems. I'm like, I did not say that. And she's like, well, let me have the sergeant call you. And they're like, I heard him respond to that. He's like, well, they have no security there and training. They can use them.
So you may not have the paperwork ready.
Yeah, but
Let me go.
we'll just let them know about it. I mean, that's just, you tell us you're going to meet us at Broad Street, and then
Keeps changing.
coincidentally shift change, and then you said we meet you at the hospital.
I mean, they do shift change what's coming. It happens at the same time, right?
Yeah, I don't even think you know. You don't even know.
I don't even know who this observer is sitting in the front seat. Is it a cop wannabe? Is it a setup wannabe? He's getting in on the pig jokes too.
You're a false arrest, actually.
No, you're detained. You're not arrested. We're serving a court issued.
But you don't have it.
Pardon me?
But you don't have it.
No, the county has it.
Yeah, hey, appreciate you calling back. I don't know, somewhere everything got lost in translation. I guess the probate of yours, you were trying to help out with earlier, showed up at our IA, and we go there, detain him, and then I guess the deputies were supposed to meet us there. Never showed up, and then they said something about shift change, so we waited, and then they said, well, can you meet at the hospital? So we said fine, and now we're down at the hospital, waiting, but I called dispatch to let them know we'll be waiting by the ambulance bay. Because my partner here, he's had an issue last time he came down here at the hospital trying to hold him on the paperwork because it wasn't there.
Right.
So we've been waiting with this guy for over 2 hours now. So we just want to...
Because it's the first I've heard of it.
Are you... Really?
Yes. My team's out of county training. I'm the only one here right now. I'm pretty sure I have the paperwork.
Okay. Yeah, my dispatcher's been talking to your dispatcher, and I took it in my own hands to communicate with the dispatcher as well. And I spoke to a male dispatcher, and I said, we'll be by the ambulance day, so we're not sitting at two different entrances waiting for each other.
All this work for a fucking setup by CPD. What the fuck? Why don't you go out and deal with real crime? And stop harassing the citizens.
And he said, okay, and then I called back and got the female dispatcher, and then I told her the same thing I told you, and then whoever she was talking to, I don't know if it was you, she said, they're afraid he's going to run away and fight. I said, I didn't say that. I just said that if we bring him inside, that they're going to have an issue with the paperwork.
Yeah, I don't get where the police are concerned about my violence. Anybody in my position would be angry as fuck at the police and at the neighbors, and they deserve everything that they're going to get. How dare you both violate my rights like this? Who the fuck do you think you are?
So we don't want to, have that issue.
Exactly.
So I apologize that everything kind of got lost in translation, but we weren't communicating any of that stuff that you told us that nobody's around. So what do you want to do?
You're at the ambulance bay right now at the back of
Yes.
the hospital. All right. I'll grab the paperwork and I'll run it up to you.
Okay.
I can tell you though, I'm guessing that they're going to take that person, but they tried to tell us that they didn't have any mental health beds yesterday, and they couldn't take any more if we brought them to them. So we just stopped doing programs. We're not taking meds. I'm not sure what they're going to say, but I'll bring the paperwork up.
Right. Okay. Well, we were hoping to just say, hey, when you got here, we just hand them off to you. Because we don't want to run into the issues that we did last time, even dropping them off and saying, well, they're coming with the paperwork, and that wasn't good enough. They were willing to take the guy, but they're like, the whole issue of the paperwork. So.
Treat? You mean slow kill murder with toxic medicine. It's medicine I do not need. because I don't have a mental illness. I was given one because the police don't let me report crime. So when the doctors ask the police, are there any records of reports on file? They say, no, there are none. So it looks like a mental illness. How fucking sick. Get a life, Scalfani.
He's de-escalated, belief right now. He's just a little frustrated as well. He's cooperative, but we still got him in handcuffs in the back of the car.
Okay. If you think it'll speed the process up, I can text you the cover sheet and you can have them either print it or get the information off of them or you can get it to you.
Now we'll
Get you guys out of it.
we'll just stay here till you get here. So we waited this long. We just want to make sure that everything else goes smoothly. I don't want to assume that they're gonna be okay with that. You know what I mean?
I can't tell you what their deal is, but
Yeah, right. And I appreciate you letting us know that because this first time we're hearing any of that as well, other than the fact that the other officers here with me said last time he went in with the probate, they wanted the paperwork, so
right.
there was all that we had to deal with. We were just trying to avoid all that, and we were actually going to hand them off to you guys over at RIA on East Broad Street, and then nobody told us that you had shift change until after shift change, and then they asked, hey, can we just meet you at the hospital?
Why did they meet me at Internal Affairs? I was going in to talk with people there. All of a sudden they show up. What the fuck? Nice block, asshole.
This is my dispatcher talking to your dispatcher, and then as we were driving down here, I was like, all right, well, I know sometimes you guys come to the front, so let me call and say, hey, make sure you know we're going to be back here. And all he said was, okay, no problem. And then we're here and we're waiting. And I hate to bother your dispatcher, but I don't want to assume again. I'm like, hey, we're back here.
No, wait.
Yeah, so.
I don't know what happened on first shift. I'm on second, but
Yeah.
I have no idea. I can't tell you.
All right.
But I'll get it up there as fast as I can.
All right, we'll be back here. I appreciate it, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks. Wow. We're about to wash our hands with probates forever. This is no time. Unless we come across somebody that happens to be an active probate, we'll deal with it, but we're not going out of the way for something.
Are you good? Somebody's got to say the thing.
Well, that's smart. Why are you going out of your way? You obviously don't want Internal Affairs meeting with me. Probably because you're incompetent and you're setting me up. Telling everybody that I have delusional beliefs when I'm trying to report real crime. MCR is blocking.
That was the deputies they're picking up that paperwork and en route as we speak, so hopefully that'll expedite everything.
I can't wait to see you sign it. That would be the police did it last time. You know, I was not on my meds from October for 4.5 months because I don't need them. And when I told truth and facts of crime, in the document they called it delusional beliefs. Do you know how much liability that is? Wow. And they took me in to hook me up full of toxins. Toxic medicine I don't need. So the police are killing me. That's what you're doing. doing it again. When are you going to learn? Probably when I'm dead. You'll start it too late. All I wish is that you guys would help. A detective would be great because they're trained in more complex crime. I actually asked for one once. Do you know if they're responsible? They don't have detectives assigned to that kind of crime. Wow. What am I supposed to do? Allow rumors and lies to be told and spread and continue to spread, and to do nothing about it. That's really disappointing, and it means you're liable for damages. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, you know, my big thing is that the police have not corrected Patty. So she believes wrong information from a fake government source, but thinks it's real. And the police believe her. And they don't look at the facts I have. And they've been doing this for over 13 months. What the fuck is wrong with them?
My excessive requests for help with email. They said it was evidence of deteriorating mental health.
Well, that's right. Apparently, I have, quote, deteriorating mental health because I repeatedly ask for help in resolving crime in the neighborhood that I have evidence of.
It's all in nectar, darling. I'd go pro se, which is taking the case on my own. Except for the fact that you all have a bunch of fancy lawyers that'll find a technicality and get it thrown out.
And see, that's what I'm fearful of. Going up against the city attorneys. Even though I have the most winning case, I'm sure they could find some loophole to get it thrown out, and then I would not be able to sue for damages. That's the way the assholes get their way. With the team of lawyers, and then they discredit the citizen with a mental illness so that it's impossible for them to get a lawyer to help. The Division of Police in Columbus, Ohio, have decimated my life. I betcha they're probably the ones that are using R&M. I bet you it's some fucking cops harassing me in my head. At this point, I'd almost put money on it.
I spent over a full half year in a hospital I don't need to be in because of what you've done. Yeah, we're talking millions. Definitely.
I think, but I don't know. Because Patty won't open up her fucking mouth. I think she was told that I had a severe mental illness from the past. And that information got transferred or translated into, the government knows he has a mental illness. So the police, because, the records for that would only be inside of the county that the person lives in. If I want freedom from all this bullshit that Franklin County does, all I have to do is move my happy fucking ass to Delaware County. And then leave me the hell alone. So the cops figured all they had to do was create the documentation. What the fuck?
So if you had the ability to pick and choose which ones you follow through on, why don't you disregard this?
Oh no, we're here till the end. The county's en route to come pick you up.
They're going to pick me up.
Yeah, they're take custody of you and take you in with the paperwork.
Maybe I can find out from them too why they haven't responded to my requests for help in the neighborhood. It's funny, everybody wants to do something to me, but they don't want to help. Why is that?
It's a good question. All these people want to do shit to me. And all I want is help. What the hell is wrong? There's still 19 more minutes of the video. And then there are, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Scofani videos. He's the one who in Netcare documents calls all the time to see if paperwork is ready, if probate paperwork is ready. Who is pestering him to get me hospitalized all the time? I hope to find out. Punch their lights out. It's ridiculous.